Hello everyone, welcome to Long Army by Jacqueline, and today we've got a little short video. I'm kind of on my soapbox today. So for Top 5 Friday, it's the top 5 reasons why you should make a dog bed. Sounds crazy. The only way to really learn is to experiment. And that's the only way to be truly creative as well, is to experiment. You have to try something that you've not tried before, maybe something that you've not seen tried before, in order to really learn something new. That's kind of number one. I know you're supposed to start with the lowest one and work your way up to the biggest one, but I see a lot of questions on the internet. And I love that there's a sense of community and people are communicating, but ultimately you are going to have to try it. So a dog bed is perfect. It's so low stakes, it doesn't really matter what it looks like, it doesn't really matter how it turns out. So you have this ultimate freedom to go ahead and try things out. Is this better or is this better? Try both. Form a preference, form an opinion. And the only way you're going to form an opinion is to try something else, see what the pros and cons are to that decision. No one's going to be able to tell you what the right thing for you is. You're ultimately going to have to choose. And so getting yourself familiar, practicing the thing that you want to do is important. So if you have been afraid of free motion quilting, if you've been afraid of a certain design or motif, if you've been contemplating, so thread colors. I have this, muslin color. It's very light, and then I just pulled several different thread colors along this muslin and was comparing what the different thread colors look like. So I'm making myself a lookbook, and I can come back and pull this dog bed out later and say, when I put this dark thread on this light fabric, how does that make my quilting look? And do I like it? And then I've got like a medium tone. And then I did a lighter tone. There's some yellow here. This is lemon ice. This is, it looks pink, but it's actually purple. I want to say that's peacock in there. So, and as far as quilt-worthy people, dogs are super quilt-worthy. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to complain about what you've done. They're just really excited, and they deserve a nice, soft and cushy place to lay down, a nice nest. So your doggy, or someone's doggy, or the shelter's doggy is going to appreciate a nice, comfy, well-made nest. And it is judgment-free, so you can try stuff and do stuff and not worry about it. Number 4, use up your scraps. So I used an entire bin, like a huge, like a Sterilite bin, squashed down, compressed, full of batting scraps, and got rid of all that, got that cleared out. It was starting to clog up and crowd my shop. And then I've got some fabrics that were not getting used and moved through. So that opens up more space for me to move out some stuff that maybe wasn't going to get used in a normal quilt. There wasn't a lot of demand for that. So it's productive and constructive. I don't feel like I'm wasting it. I don't feel like I'm throwing it away, but I am using it up and moving it through. You are not a fabric warehouse, and you don't know how much stress it is to hold on to and maintain the stuff and feel guilty about it until you have relieved that, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, it is such a relief to use up your scraps in a high volume, in a way that's not making more scraps, and just get rid of some stuff that's not your favorite. Get that monkey off your back. It is a weight on you. So this is a beautiful fabric. It's like satiny, really interesting, but not a lot of people have been asking for this in a quilt. And this makes an excellent quilt back, by the way. Whenever I quilt with this, my husband comes up and gets really into the feel of it. It's really nice. You can feel the texture of the quilting. It's got this really unique sheen to it. And if you are making a bed and you're sliding your quilt over the underneath covers have already been tucked in This is gonna slide up onto the bed really nicely. And my little dog likes this. My bigger dog, I don't know, he doesn't like the satiny fabric. He prefers a basic, normal quilting cotton. Dogs are opinionated, I guess. And then the fifth reason that you should make a dog bed is it is a great way to try new combinations. And maybe it's not a dog bed for you. If you make quilts professionally, maybe you're making up samples and putting together a demonstration book, like a catalog basically for your clients, and you want to show them what different options of batting look like, different densities of quilting look like, the way the same color thread is going to look different across different fabrics. It's a great way to create like a sample or just have an adventure, and it's not something that's going to ruin someone's room, or are they going to like it? You're not catering to someone's specific taste. So you are really free to just try some stuff out and see what you think and form your own opinion. And I don't think there's any substitute for experimenting, practicing, and answering your own questions with a little elbow grease. Do the work, see what you think by trying both, and see what you think about it. And I think that's the most important thing, is to develop your own style, point of view, and voice as a quilter. And if you're not free to experiment and just try some stuff out, you'll never really figure out what it is you really like, or why you're doing it this way instead of that way. So if you've done it both ways and you're like, yeah, this does this, but I like that, then you'll know, and you'll have your own voice, and your quilting will be an expression of you. And I think that's really what unlocks the joy of doing this hobby and this craft, to be inspired and do what you want to do. Soapbox over. Have a great day. Happy Top 5 Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Happy quilting, and make some dog beds.